Hello, my name is Sean Daniels. This is the theoretical models presentation. This is for SPD 851, the theories and models in gifted education for Fort Hays State University. This is Robert J. Sternberg's theory of successful intelligence. Here is Robert J. Sternberg at the top. He is a psychologist who has come up with this theory on what makes an individual successful using three major intelligences. So let's get going. First, a little overview of Sternberg's, what sometimes is referred to as his triarchic theory. The theory of successful intelligence really proposes this idea that success in life is from three interconnected intelligences and having a balance between them. Those are analytical intelligence, which I've kind of paraphrased to academics, creative intelligence, which is innovation, if you will, creativity, and then practical intelligence, which is the application, the application process of taking something and putting it into actual practice in the real world. He doesn't really define intelligence, and he says that it's not done through academic achievement, right? He does emphasize that there is this balance that you have to have kind of all three in order to kind of um, move about life and be successful in life and have personal goals, set personal goals, achieve those goals. That's only really done when you use all three effectively. And really, that's kind of like the overarching view of his theory. It's a pretty simple theory for the most part. Um, if we were to kind of like simplify it, if you were to have these like three components or three ideas of what it means to have successful intelligence, one is to be analytical, to use problem solving skills, to use logic, and I'll get more into this in a little bit, to be creative, to come up with new ideas and how to adapt them to different situations or novelty, and then practical life application skills, right? So taking it into practice. Um, to specify it, right, the first is analytical intelligence. Um, Analytical intelligence involves the ability to analyze and evaluate information, think logically, solve problems, make informed decisions. This is the type of intelligence that we usually find in standardized tests or is closely associated with like academic achievement, right? And so it's really about like critical thinking, solving complex problems in educational settings. Next is creative intelligence. Creative intelligence involves the ability to think divergently, come up with original ideas, innovate new solutions to these complex problems that you have, right? So it's really about like divergent thinking, thinking differently on how to solve issues in new ways, right? It's about synthesizing ideas, taking um, different situations or new situations and adapting them in a particular way that would work for solving the issue in some new way, shape, or form that may not have been thought of before. And really, it's about being flexible, having imagination, and using a lot of insight in order to do that. Last but not least is practical intelligence. This is the ability to apply all of this knowledge and skills and take it into the real world situations, right? Adapting everyday challenges, adapting everything, adapting, if you will, to everyday challenges, making those common sense, sound decisions to solve problems. One of the things that Sternberg talks about in regards to practical intelligence is that it is about kind of selecting, shaping, or adapting environments in ways that help individuals achieve their goals and succeed in daily life. So this is a very generalized theory um, that you just, you know, uh, I think it's kind of very practical type of theory in which all three have a part in every individual. This is a concept map that developed in regards to it. And so I'm not going to go back over everything, but it does kind of just talk about the three intelligences. I've discussed each three in particular here. And then down below, one of the things that he talks about in his theory is this idea that it's really a balance of all the three intelligences, right? That's what makes one successful in life. One other thing that I want to mention is that in regards to giftedness, um, the way in which he perceives it, giftedness does not guarantee success, right? You can be gifted in one of the three intelligences, but maybe struggle with creative intelligence. Maybe you have analytical intelligence, but you struggle with creative intelligence or practical intelligence. And there's some discussion about that in some of our readings about how there really has to be a balance of all three things, all three intelligences, in order to really succeed in life. And so it really is about like developing and applying each intelligence effectively. I did add a little approach here for gifted education. Um, I think that this is a very somewhat simple theory to an extent. And so, I think it really is up to gifted educators in regards to this theory. And I know this is something that we're trying to really limit some of our discussion of curriculum and assessment here, but really just focusing on what are some of these analytical intelligences, what are these creative intelligences, what are these practical intelligences for students, right? What can we do? Right. And a lot of that is like differentiated learning, open-ended tasks, problem-based learning, authentic assessments, right? We want them to generate their own ideas, analyze very complex information, and then how do we apply that right into the real world? And that's really what we want students to do. And so that's mainly it. Like everything that we see in these three intelligences, I think can easily be applied into gifted education. Here are my two resources that I used, and that is my presentation. Thank you.